Hey, it's Dave with DavesTR4A.com. I'm back to installing my Ratco throttle linkage, but you may wonder why my exhaust manifold and intake manifold are off. Well, last time we talked about this, or I talked about this, I thought I'd go ahead and get my exhaust header ceramic coated, and I got that back. Here's my header. There's my header. Looks pretty good. The idea was to, or my thought was to be able to reduce the heat around the throttle cable and also maybe reduce some of the heat in the cabin. My wife has complained a couple times that it's pretty hot over here when we go for a ride, so hopefully this will help. Anyway, I'm going to start putting this back in. So here's my new gaskets. Oops. Now all I got to do is fish the header down in there and hook up to the exhaust pipe, and that'll probably be the hardest part of this whole thing. I'm going to try to do this by myself. I don't know if I'll be very successful or not, so stand by. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting fishing the pipe into the collector on the bottom was going to be a pain, but I ended up having to take the generator off, as you can, or alternator, as you can see. But that's a small price to pay, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to start putting it all the rest of the way back together, and then I can hit that throttle. Okay, well, I got the intake manifold and the exhaust manifold all bolted back up. I really am glad I took the time to bead blast that intake manifold. It looks a lot better. So I just have to clamp up the collector on the bottom, and I think the exhaust will be back together then. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw or put the alternator back in, but then I can start on the throttle again. Okay, I have the alternator back in, all tucked in. I didn't put the back in here. There was a you can see my fingers. Back in here there was a aluminum heat shield that basically had broken at the top and it was constantly rattling. That was there to protect the alternator, but I'm thinking now that I have the ceramic coating on the header, I'm probably not going to have that on there. I think what I'm going to do is try it without it. I have one of those Harbor Freight special infrared thermometers, so once I get it running, I'm going to do some temperature tests here and see how hot this puppy gets. But I'm hoping I don't have to put that shield back on, but we'll see. So anyway, I have the carburetors are back on and ready to go. I really am glad that I took the time to clean off, or take this intake manifold off and clean it up in my bead blast cabinet. It really looks a lot better, especially with the new exhaust. So I'm down to step one of installing this. Let me get this out of here. This is the bracket that goes on the throttle bell crank in back here, and I'm supposed to adjust or line this edge with the edge of the shelf, the battery box, and then center it and mark and tap 2 holes to hold this bolt on, this bracket on here. But as luck would have it, or unluck I guess, I can't find my damn drill. I think I loaned it out to somebody, and I'm going to have to go on a mission here to find my drill first, so it might be a bit before I can get going on this. It's getting to be kind of late Sunday anyway, so I think I might stop for today and hit it next weekend again. So slow but sure. Well, here we are. I've got everything ready to start mounting this bracket on the back here, and I'm supposed to adjust this to where this slot here. Let me see if I can get closer. the slot's supposed to be even with this edge, and then drill the holes for the bracket. But guess what? Apparently I loaned my drill out to somebody and I have no clue where it is. So I'm gonna have to go find that. So another delay. Well, all I'm gonna say is it pays to have an ugly drill nobody wants to borrow. My old faithful craftsman. Ha! Got the holes drilled. Okay, just wrapping this up for tonight. I'd like to post this video, but anyway, I think I might have a little problem here, and that being that I think I'm running. Here's a kind of a half of the assembly of this thing. This is the bracket that mounts to the firewall, and then this is the piece that connects to the bell crank on the throttle from the actual pedal, and then of course here's the cable, and then you can see the flex cable going down here. But here's the deal. I don't think I have enough actual travel in the bell crank by the time you add up the length of this and the length of this. I don't know, maybe I'm working more into this than I need to, but it just seems like there's not enough travel to get there's not going to be enough travel left to get the throttle open. Anyway, I got to think about this a little bit, and maybe I'll call the guy at Ratco too. I don't know, but anyway, I'll try to get this posted tonight, and we'll follow up later as soon as I get this worked out. Thanks.